So at this point you've already heard the story about the unfortunate death of Cecil, the beloved 13-year-old lion from a national park in Zimbabwe, Africa, who was hunted and killed by an American dentist named Walter James Palmer. Now this story is making its reach all across the internet because it is hitting a deep emotional chord with us as humans. I think it's important for us to be able to step back from our initial reaction and to look at this bigger picture and to be able to ask the questions of what positive things can come from this unfortunate tragedy. This is giving us an opportunity as humans to look at who we are and to ask, do we want to stay the same or do we want to change? Some of the things that can come out of this is the potential change in regulations towards hunting laws or just making it more legal. It's crazy to think that less than a century ago the population of lions used to be around 200,000 and now it's dwindling to less than 30,000. Part of the reason why this story hits so close to home for a lot of us is because we look at Cecil as an icon. It reminds us of something from our childhood. So yes, I am talking about Mufasa from The Lion King. I am talking about Aslan. I am talking about that connection that we see the lion as representing something majestic and something magical that is within this world that has been able to help guide us on this way, whether we sort of think about it that way or not.
Remember who you are.
Ultimately, what were they trying to teach us? They were trying to empower us. They were trying to remind us of what it is that we are capable of. This story is a very interesting one for us as humans because it is catharsis. It is purification through unfortunate circumstance and tragedy. So a story like this, it is waking each other up. It is waking the world up. And who knows, in a few years from now, it's very possible that the sport of hunting will become far, far less common. And we as humans are a pivotal point in that. We have to be able to set that intention. We have to be able to be reminded of how powerful our thoughts actually are, capable of creating this reality. This story is very much a microcosm of the macrocosm, and it goes hand in hand with the fact that right now, we as humans, as Earth beings, are going through the astrological sign of Leo. Now, to a lot of people this will mean nothing. To a lot of people this will just be a coincidence. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a coinciding incident. An incredibly important positive thing that can come out of this story is a reminder for us to show gratitude and appreciation for the things in our life that we love and that we are grateful for. We don't have to wait until we lose something to remember how much it is that we actually care about, whatever it is. We no longer have to hold back our love. We can be reminded of the fact that now is as good as time as any to be able to express our love and to show appreciation towards the people and the animals in our life who we genuinely care about. Now, in terms of the bigger picture, when we look at this, I think this is helping us understand more of the idea of what it means to be here on this planet. For me personally, it has to do with the simple idea that we all are connected. When you look into the eyes of Cecil, we see more than just an animal. We see ourselves, we see a consciousness, we see a spirit, we see an intelligence, we see something that equally deserves to be here as much as anything else. So of course, another positive thing that can potentially come out of this is more people becoming aware of how we want to shift our relationship with our animal friends. And I'm seeing already that a lot of people are looking at this Cecil story and then they're starting to think about other things in their life. They're starting to think about maybe we should start eating less meat. Maybe we should care this much about other animals in our life. And that's a very pivotal thing within our shift in consciousness. So in that sense, as tragic as this is, it's creating something good. It's bringing about a shift. It's creating an opportunity for us to see more of ourselves. So when we look at the story of Mufasa and we see him as a character within this bigger dream story, we can understand that what he was trying to teach us, he was trying to teach us about how to be responsible for the land that we are the stewards and the guardians of.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
We as humans must be responsible. We as humans are like the young Simba who is reluctantly stepping in to his place, to his space within this world, for us to be able to be reminded of the power of what is within each one of us, the sovereignty and the responsibility that comes with that will greatly be able to influence and ripple out to affect hundreds and thousands of millions of others.
Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are.
We as humans, we are the ones who are responsible for changing this world in some very interesting and exciting ways. And though our animal friends will ask nothing of us, it is an opportunity for us to selflessly be able to give without expecting anything in return. Through this, I think you're going to see a lot of people who are giving donations, who are going to be paying attention, and who are going to be able to support all of the efforts out there. And so I know a lot of people will probably agree with me on this one, but we need to care as much about Cecil as we do about the rest of the world. Let's get as caring and compassionate about our forests, about our oceans, about our food, about our air, about this earth in general. It's obvious already that through the death of Cecil, it will actually potentially save the lives of thousands of other animals. Another positive thing that can come out of this is the opportunity for us to be able to practice radical forgiveness. Now, a lot of people will have some resistance to this, and that's totally understandable. But what I'm talking about is the idea of, can we be courageous enough to forgive Walter James Palmer? Now, I know a lot of people are just like, you know, mine just doesn't comprehend that. And a lot of that is because of our initial deeply rooted reaction to this. And that's totally understandable. And forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean saying what he did was okay, but forgiveness is really something that we are doing for ourselves. If we continue to project that anger and hate and that frustration towards him, we are only fueling fires, and we are holding on to that in ourselves. Forgiveness is the opportunity to be able to create space for healing. To give an example, a friend of mine, her grandmother was murdered. Now, for her, through her own personal experience, she was only able to find peace fully once she was actually able to forgive the murderer of her grandmother. Because ultimately, Walter James Palmer, he is human. He is us. He is a microcosm of the macrocosm of society. And is it really him that we are upset about, or is it society? And I also think that this is, again, just a theory, but I think through the act of forgiveness, it could potentially inspire him to become a better person. Because who knows, maybe one of the good things that can come out of this story is maybe this Walter James Palmer guy will donate thousands of dollars. He will put his attention towards helping preserve the future of these animals. So, you know, as crazy as it sounds, if somebody has to do it, maybe I'll give Walter James Palmer a phone call, and maybe I'll tell him some of what I think, and maybe I'll just say, you know, like, yeah, you're an idiot, yeah, you're kind of a jackass, yeah, you kind of did something pretty freaking horrible, but you're human. You're a god dang stupid human. And I think through this forgiveness thing, as crazy as it is, it creates the opportunity for us to be able to move forward in love, opposed to being able to try to move forward in hate. So again, this is a choice between fear and love. And as something crazy as forgiveness could actually be a very important thing within this story. This story, as tragic as it was, as tragic as it is actually something, if you want to think about it this way, that consciousness created for itself in order for it to be able to learn, in order for it to be able to change, in order for it to be able to grow. So within this time of Leo, it gives us the opportunity to see this story of this magnificent lion, and for us to be able to reflect on what it means to learn from the lion. And when we think about the lion, we think about companionship, we think about family, we think about courage, and we also think about gentleness. Another positive thing that can come out of this is the opportunity for us to be able to become the lion. The lion is more than just an animal. The lion is an archetype. The lion is a type of energy that exists within us. So if we want to be able to be the lion, you can think about that. You can invoke this energy of the lion, and you can use that to be able to help inspire you, and to be able to help inspire others, to be the leader amongst leaders, to be able to help change this world in some very real and very radical love-filled ways. So let this story, let this be an opportunity for us to embody the teachings and the energy of the lion, for us to be able to stand up and use our voice and to say, no, this is not what I want. This is the world I see. This is the world I care about. These are the people who I love. This will be the change that we can bring into this world. We must be the love that we wish to see in the world. So if we want to be love, if we want to create love into this world, we have to be love within ourselves. And let's transmute this. This in itself is an opportunity for us as a culture, for us as a human species to be able to practice social alchemy, for us to be able to transform something that a lot of people look at as a negative story into something positive, into something beneficial, into something where we realize that maybe everything happens for a reason, and it's up to us to be able to define what that reason will be. For me, ultimately, I see this story as part of a pivotal moment within our shift in consciousness. I see this as an opportunity for us to be reminded that we are one, that we are all connected, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, whether we are inside the human form or inside the animal form. Cecil is a teacher, whether you realize it or not. Who knows? I mean, for me personally, there's this picture, it was the last picture taken of Cecil, and you see him expressing compassion with one of his mates. And as crazy as it sounds, this will resonate with some people, but animals are often more conscious than we give them credit for, and things happen beyond the present moment. We exist beyond space and time in a linear sense. We're already in the future, and maybe Cecil, a part of Cecil, actually knew that this was going to happen, and that last moment when he's with his mate was him saying goodbye, and him saying, you know, like, this has to happen, this must be done, this is my gift, this is my gift to the humans. As tragic as it is, we have to be able to see this as Cecil's gift. And if we can shift our paradigm like that, then we must be willing to receive this gift. And we must take care of it. We must hold it. We must hold it with the love that Cecil had for us. So again, like, this is a crazy idea, and people will just think I'm, you know, some, like, you know, people will get mad at me for saying that. And that's totally understandable. But for me, like, that, it's crazy. I know it's crazy, but that's just because it's outside the box. But it kind of gives us more perception. It gives us more ways of looking at this story, and it gives us more of a direct relationship towards being able to recognize Cecil as a fellow conscious entity, as a fellow conscious spirit who came here onto this planet to be able to help assist in the shift in consciousness. And equally as much as Cecil is here to be able to help assist in the shift in consciousness, we must take it upon ourselves to realize that we are here to assist in the shift in consciousness as well. So it's really interesting to think, you know, if Cecil is a conscious being, what might he say? What might he have to tell us within this story?
Humans, as you mourn, may you also learn, and see this too as an opportunity to remember what it is that you care about. You see me as a remnant of a world that is magical, a world that few remember, even though it is right here, right now. The same magic that is in your heart, the same magic that can be used to change the reality around you. You can become better from this, become stronger, more courageous, and gentler. More hatred will only bring more suffering. You can learn from this, and you will change the world. The wisdom of the lion is within us all. Remember, remember, remember.
Even though Cecil is physically gone, Cecil will never actually be gone. Cecil is a part of the Great Spirit now. He is not just there, he is everywhere. He is within us. And that's a very real thing, depending on how you choose to look at it and depending on how you willingly embody it. We have to remember who it is that we are on the deeper parts of ourselves within the idea that we are each the lion. We can be that courageous spirit. We can be the spark of inspiration that will ignite other sparks of inspiration that can change this world. And that change can come through the simple things within our everyday lives. Be courageous enough to be compassionate towards those in our community. Be courageous enough to be able to take yourself outside of yourself and to be able to see what it is that you can do to be able to be there for those who you love. So if you care about this story, if you are upset about the fact that Cecil is no longer with us, then bring Cecil into you. Bring Cecil back into this world through the love and through the compassion and through the courage that you can share. Be reminded of what it is that you care about. Go out there, tell your friends and family that you love them, hug your pets, just be the love and be courageous. So Cecil, we love you. Thank you so much for being able to help us share this story. Thank you so much for being there as a teacher. We will do our best to be able to continue to change this world in your memory, in your honor, for the future generations to come, for the family, for the pride, for all it is that we can do to help make this world a better place, because at the end of the day, the shift is us. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have some more ideas about how this can possibly bring about positive change, and please leave your thoughts and comments below. If you disagree with anything, that's totally cool. Please just keep talking about this. Share this video with your friends if you want to get them thinking about this story in a different way. And please take this out with you into the bigger world and choose to be the change, choose to be the love that you wish to see. My name is Brendan. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more paradigm shifting content, and I shall see you in the future. One love. Peace.